Well, it's Monday, which means it's time for our weekly box office report brought to you by our friends at AMC Theatres. Coming in at the number one spot, less than $1 million behind the all-time October opening weekend record, is the new Riddley Scott, Matt Damon film, The Martian. The film took in a reported $55 million, just shy of Gravity's $55.7 million opening. This marks the second largest opening of any Matt Damon film behind only the Bourne Ultimatum, which made $69.2 million. In the number two spot is last week's champ, Hotel Transylvania 2, making an additional $33 million, bringing its two-week domestic total up to over $90 million. In the third spot is the Emily Blunt, Benicio Del Toro film Sicario, making $12 million. In the number four position is the Robert De Niro and Hathaway comedy The Intern, taking in $11.6 million. And rounding out the top five spot is Maze Runner, The Scorch Trials, making an additional $7.6 million. John, what stands out to you about this week's box office report?
Well, I'm thrilled to see how well The Martian did. I thought it would get high 40s. I didn't think it would get into the 50s, but it so deserves it, and it deserves more. I saw it again last night at the new Dolby Cinema at AMC Prime, which I'll talk about at some later time, I'm sure. But that movie is so freaking good. Mm-hmm. It's just so good. It's the second biggest opening for a Matt Damon movie ever. I'm tempted to say it's the best Matt Damon movie ever. I'm not quite sure I'm ready to take Good Will Hunting out of that spot, but it'll rival it. It'll rival it. I'll probably still keep Good Will up then. But man, this movie is spectacular. That type of success is great. It was a pretty strong. This is the first time in a while that we've seen almost all the top five be in double digits. This is not normally that time of year that you see that sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. So that's what stands out to me the most. Mark, what about you?
Well, first of all, we talked about how, between Interstellar, The Martian, and Saving Private Ryan, you can throw the Bourne movies in there too, because our government is trying to get that Damon back. I am thrilled beyond it. I cannot believe how well The Martian did, and it deserves it. You need to see that movie in a theater if you haven't already. I think that's why word of mouth is one of those things that bumped it from the mid-40s up to the mid-50s, is that people were not only raving about this movie, but they're saying you need to see this in a theater setting. That's the best way to view it. The other note that I had was that Hotel Transylvania 2 and The Intern both only dropped around 30% in the weekends, which means that people are going to the movies right now. And you're right, you don't usually expect that in late September, early October, but they're already going out there, and with Sicario and with The Martian starting to get a little bit of Oscar buzz. It's an exciting time to be a moviegoer.
Jason?
I will say the thing that noticed the most about The Martian for me is that not even Matt Damon, Riddley Scott. This is, I think, his best movie since Gladiator.
I agree completely.
Yeah. And Ridley's had some duds, like Prometheus, Exodus, Gods
Counselor,
Robin Hood.
Yeah, who saw those? And so The Martian actually gives me hope that okay, is Ridley coming out of the doldrums? Don't go make Prometheus 2, Ridley. Go make more original movies like The Martian. But Hotel Transylvania 2. I think if you can look at these movies and you can see that each of them are a different crowd. Like The Intern's for my mom, Sicarios for the hard crime people, Hotel Transylvania's for the kids, and The Martian is for people who like good movies.
And I'm glad you mentioned Sicario, because I was actually really pleasantly surprised by Sicario for a couple of reasons. One, it was better than I thought it would be, and it wasn't quite the movie I thought it would be. It's like you think you know what you're getting with the trailers, and and for the most part that's true, but there's actually another added flavor to it that you weren't expecting, and I just found myself kind of out of breath by the time the movie was not from excitement, but from the tension in that movie was so good. You mentioned Riddley Scott too, because I've been all over this thing about Riddley Scott hasn't made a good movie in over a decade. And every once in a while, a director can fall ass backwards lucky into a great performance with a great script and they just manage not to screw it up. But when you look at a movie like The Martian, if you got a guy, whether it's Tom Hanks in what was that Stranded movie he was in? Castaway, thank you. Whether it's Tom Hanks in Castaway, whatever, you need the actor to give a strong performance, but you actually need the director to know how to set that tone, especially if it's just one actor in it. Riddley Scott, and as much as I've crapped on him over the past number of years, he did a phenomenal job directing this film. From the timing of the lines and the way which shots he decided to use and the way he decided to shoot certain things and the emotion he brought into it, the direction he gave Damon. I mean, really, full credit where credit is due. He crushed this one, and I hope it's a sign of it's a return to form for him.
That's right. Yeah, I'm going to go see The Martian again, probably 2 more times at least in a movie theater before it's out of there, because it is so worth going to. It's worth your money, guys.